Hello everyone, this is Brian Hansen from the Bible Animated, and I'm here with part 2 of this tutorial. In the first part of this tutorial, I showed you how to set up this plane, so we'll do this. Always pointing at my camera, but not caring about the height and leaning on an angle. If you didn't see part 1 of the tutorial, I recommend that you go and watch that now, before watching this. This is just showing how to do the textures, to put the plants on, to use the alpha for the plant itself, and then for casting the shadow. So first, let's put a new plane in, scale it up 5 times, give it a material, let's call this ground, and we'll put that a green here. Okay, and then this, we're going to add a new material, and we'll call this plant. Okay, then, switching one of our windows to UV Image Editor. Go into edit mode on the plane here. A to select all. Control E, mark seams. U, unwrap. Here it now is an unwrapped. Let's open an image. Let me browse to that location. Should have really set this up beforehand. Here we go. Okay, so we have some bamboo, I guess, is what we'll be using. Okay, now, first off, before we even set up anything, let me just show you a little something here. View properties. Let's turn on solid textures. Okay, there we go. It is rotated funny, so let's go into edit mode right away. On the local, let's rotate it 90 on the x-axis. Okay, there we go. Now it sets up straight. Now, were we to render it right now, this is what we would get. A gray box. It looks boring. So let's fix that. We need to first set up to use the texture material and to use the alpha. Because if we go up to the image here, draw image with alpha, we'll notice that this is an image with alpha. So let's do that. Under shaders, we want to turn on Z transparency. Then not this under shaders though. We're going to turn that on. And then I'll show you in a minute here a little something to take care of a problem, which we will get. So I'm going to turn this up so we can multiply the problem so you can see it easier. Okay, let's do a render on this now. Okay, here we go. We have our bamboo. I don't know what this yellow spot is from. I don't remember that being in my original image here. Whoops. Was there a yellow spot? There's no yellow spot in it. Well, anyways, that's the problem here. You can see there is a black background, kind of foggy mist thing showing there, and that's just from the specularity of the image. The light is hitting that, and it's lighting it up, even though it's in alpha. So I'll show you how to get rid of that. First, though, let's take our ground plane and turn on Trace Shadow, and that will, when we render it, the shadow will now be of the non-alpha material. Okay, to fix the haze there in the background, let's just create a new texture here. Under map input, go to UV. Okay, then we'll go over to our textures panel. Image type, or texture type of image. Load our plant. Pre-multiply alpha, draw it with alpha here. If we go back now, we can map to turn off to color. Double click on specularity to make it go yellow, and then turn down D variable to 0. And now if we render this, the box is gone. It is no longer there. That is the easiest way I know how to fix it. Let's just set this up for a slightly higher quality. Well, actually, just move the camera in. The camera a little closer so we can get a higher quality of this picture outputted. Let's see here, come on. There we go. If we render it, there we go. Looking good. Obviously, we wouldn't want our specularity this high because it is pretty much washing the image out. Here we can see our shadows are all working. None of that haze anymore. Which, once I figured out how to do it, I was like, ah, so that's how to do it. So, that is all there is to it, believe it or not. One thing though, let me quick just show this to you as an example. If we were to duplicate up this plane, throw a few more of them out, and render it, we will notice one thing, which, here we go, black shadows on the little bamboo plant things that are in the background. And that's simply because the plant material here didn't have trace shadow turned on. If we turn that on, let it render, the shadows on the plants will now be, come on, let's see if I can find a plant with a shadow on it. Looks like right here we have a shadow on a plant. Over in here there's some shadows on plants. But it's looking a lot better now than it did before. So all you have to do is turn on the trace shadow for the plant material and for the ground. And that way the plant will receive the textures correctly as shadows. And it does look like we might need to push this into the ground a smidgen. Can't remember if I said I'd do this in the first tutorial or not. So just go into edit mode on your plant here. And make sure you do go into edit mode. Yeah, I did mention this in the first one, but I'll mention it again. Because if we don't go into edit mode when we move the plant up and down, if we're on edit mode, it'll tilt. So you just have to make sure you go in edit mode to keep the object center at 0 on Z. But so just push them off the ground so it fits. And you're all set. I don't really know how this would work if we were doing an animation. I do think this would look funny to have plants that always are pointing at my camera. But for stills, it works really good. And in animation, if it was this far away and we're playing through, you're not going to notice at all. So that's all there is to it. Happy blending. God bless. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Visit our website. We're on Vimeo now. We have a blog, Facebook fan page. I mean, we're everywhere. We're out to take over the world. We want to be like Google, own everything. So God bless and happy blending.